Okay, I think we're settled. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready to watch some more Game of Thrones, or react to it in your case. Buddy, who's just going to snooze while we watch. Purdy, who's waiting for me to lean back. If I lean forward, she goes to the couch to tell me to lean back so she can get in my lap. I just got off work. It is the day after Thanksgiving. I had yesterday off, but I had to work today. But I only had to work till 9, so done a little bit early. So we're going to go ahead and react to these next two episodes. I am starting to get a migraine. At first, I thought it was going to be just a headache, but it's starting to pierce right there. So all I'd be doing is watching YouTube videos anyhow. So we'll go ahead and do the reaction. I'm just hoping, eyelash. I'm just hoping I remember to talk. That's my big problem when I have a migraine, is remembering to let you know what I'm thinking. So, as far as this next episode coming up, it is season 4, episode 7, and this one is called Mockingbird. Could stand for several different things. There actually is a bird called a mockingbird, which mimics the sounds that it hears. That there's interesting things that they've caught the birds, the sounds that they're making. So if you're ever curious, you can Google it on YouTube and hear some of the different sounds that they make. Catbird, I think, also mimics. So, so I don't know if it's related to that in some way. We're not talking about a nightingale, so I don't think it's a damsel who's rescuing or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know which came first, Hunger Games or this show. So who knows? It could be referencing that. The books are old, right? I don't know what year the books were written. I'll look it up. At any rate, oh, and I don't know when the books for Game of Thrones was written, so I don't know when either book was written. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. We've got Bran, who was convinced not to let John know that he was there at that encampment. The encampment was burned down. Bran and his crew have gone on to the single tree, the fallish looking tree. John and his crew killed everybody, rescued the women. The women said they want to stay in the woods, but burned the village down. So they're on their way back to the wall, I'm assuming. And they only lost 4 people, the fourth one being the guy that was going to torture Bran or do something to Bran that we don't want to talk about. And so Hodor ended up killing him, but only because Bran inhabited Hodor's body. The wall, I wish something would happen with the wall. The big news is that Tyrion and his disgust with his family and the people around him turning their backs on him and not appreciating him, even his ex-girlfriend now, has now turned to the crowd and said, I should have let y'all burn. Burn or be killed or something like that. So he is not making friends, but he has asked to have trial by combat, which apparently is the trial of the gods. And I don't know if he's going to ask Braun to step up for him to be his champion, or if he's going to ask Jaime to be his champion, or if he's going to get a champion. So we'll have to see what happens if he's granted the trial by combat. So we'll have to see how that goes. Khaleesi is busy being queen in the place that put the 163 people up on the cross, and she's finding it difficult, but seems to be managing. So we'll have to see if she's still being queen or if she gets word that it's a good time to head to King's Landing, because now would be a great time to go. Because if I understood everything correctly, the Lannisters are in debt and don't have the money and reserves that they claim to have. I might be wrong on that, but so far that's what I'm still thinking. We found out, is it Peter Littlefinger married Crazy Sister? But he didn't look happy about it. So I think he was using her for something, but I'm not sure what. Sansa keeps going from one caged bird to another caged bird, and that might be our Mockingbird. Um, she just keeps ending up with the crazies. I was like, who am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting other stories. We've got Brienne, who I don't think we saw in the last episode, and she's got the Squire Paget. I can't remember how to say his name. I think it starts with a P, though. P as in Paul, but I can't remember exactly how to say his name. She's got him with her, and she's learning to let him help her, as well as he's finding how capable she is. And she's looking for Sansa to try to keep her alive as a promise that Jamie made to Catelyn. I need a little tree with all the little interconnectings. And then we also, hi, they can just see your head, just a little bit. And then we've also got Ari, who is traveling with the Hound, although she has promised to kill the Hound. He's one of the men listed on her list. I think she's got men and women on the list, but one of the ones on her list to die. And she did go to stab him with her sword needle, and needle did not penetrate the armor, so he slapped her down. I'm wondering if he's going to teach her how to fight, and he somehow work his way off the list. But I think, did they even say where they were headed? I can't remember if they said where they were headed. I can't remember if they're on their way to the Wall or on their way to Crazy Sister. Valley of the Veil? It's something Veil. The Green Veil. I don't know. Something about the Veil. I think that covers the major players. Oh, Stannis. I always forget Stannis. Can you guys tell I'm not interested in that storyline? So far, only one of the people that he cursed with the leeches died. There's the two others, and I forget who the two others are. Oh, Rob is the other, and he's dead. But I can't remember who the third is. And maybe that person has died already too. But other than that, I don't know what we're doing with him, other than he's gotten the banks to back him against Thomas. Is that the new king? And the Lannisters. So we'll have to see how that goes. So that's where we're at. Okay. Migraine is still piercing. We've got fangs. We've got Purdy. We've got Buddy. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and I did want to turn the sound up a little. And I forgot to mention I've got some snacks over here that are the rest of my day snacks. So you'll see me eating those.
It's not a joke, you understand that, don't you?
Of course it's a joke, just not a very funny one.
I'm glad that Jamie's still trying to talk
Couldn't listen
reasonably
to
with
her.
him.
Fuck your own sister, you'll always be the golden son.
Careful. I'm the last friend you've got.
That's true.
My training has proved that I can't beat a stable boy with my left hand.
Well, I thought
Where's
it
your
was going to be
sense of
because he said
adventure?
he's on the King's Guard.
Tis tempting.
He's going to ask Braun.
Well, Bronn fought for me once, he'll do it again.
Who is that guy? Oh, she's just taking anybody that can beat him.
Sir Gregor, welcome to the capital.
So he's going to be a tough one to beat. Another family
Take
to
me
dupe.
forward.
Could be soldiers.
That's not going to get better. Doesn't seem so.
It seems he knows that.
Nothing isn't better or worse than anything.
It's what you make it
Nothing is just
out to
nothing.
be. So the Lannisters always pay their debts. The North always like
Wish you
a
were
fair
white.
deal.
That's how you kill a man.
From the side, getting the heart.
What's your name? Rouge.
Thank you.
She's quick. Going to tell them they lost 4.
Are the stewards responsible for maintaining the tunnel?
No.
Who would that be?
He's not one to listen, is
The
he?
builders.
Leaving us unable to carry out our duties as sworn brothers of the Night's Watch. Do you agree with him?
Say yes.
No.
Oh, that's only because he's
Given your
scared.
deep knowledge of the Wildling army, Lord Snow.
My lord.
Hey, Braun.
Dr.
Cersei
Doskin. Softer
bottom
than
off.
virgin's
I
thigh.
sent for you days ago.
I'm to wed Lollis Stokeworth. What? Ladies fall from their horses and snap their pretty necks all the time. He's freakish big and freakish strong. And quicker than you'd expect for a man of that size.
Is he
But
going to
one
have to fight
misstep
for himself?
and I'm dead. And when have you ever risked your life for me?
Good question.
We had some good days together.
Yes, we did.
You won't let go. Don't blame him.
Won't that make for a great song?
I was going to say he's going to have to make a molehill out of a
I
mountain.
hope to hear them sing it one day.
Ah, back to Khaleesi. So it's Fabio.
I swam to an island a mile offshore for these.
So if I command you to stay in Marine and patrol the streets?
I'll stay in Marine and patrol the streets. Send me to kill your enemies.
But she's
Any enemy.
pleading, or
Anywhere.
he's pleading with her.
Do what you do best.
Is she asking him to sleep with her?
Take off your clothes.
Okay. It's only fair. He has seen her naked.
You don't even want to touch that one. Next to it. That's the one.
Have we just learned how to kill the witch?
Don't be upset. Men never crave what they already have.
So she does know about her sleeping with Stannis.
I understand how you feel. That is impossible.
I heard somebody screaming.
Why?
I really don't like Witchy Woman. Not even as a good villain.
They can live in my new world, or they can die in their old one.
Sounds fair.
No.
Oh, she changing her mind again?
Tell him you changed my mind.
It'll only take a second. It won't hurt that much.
No fire!
Well, he shouldn't trust you
Shut
for a
up
reason.
about it. No reward's worth this much trouble. We should never laid eyes on you.
Is he gonna let her go?
But the worst thing was that it was my brother who did it. And my father who protected him.
Sometimes the pain is not the physical part.
You think you're on your own.
Let me wash it out. And help you sew it up at least.
Well, he agreed to that. I think she's starting to take pity on him. He may work his way off his list, her list, anyhow.
We've been sleeping in ditches the last few weeks. I think we can treat ourselves to a feather bed for the night.
Hey, Brienne.
And a hot meal not cooked by you. Kidney pie is wonderful.
Thanks.
Oh, hey.
Do my best. A good kidney pie is all about the ingredients. Flour, lard, water, eggs, milk.
They didn't invite him to sit down.
Peacetime or not, getting your hands
Are they
on
going to
good
find
Boston
out
round
about
steak
Ari,
with
though?
calves' kidneys is not easy.
We're looking for someone.
Someone in particular? Maybe they came in here. A lot of people come in here. I mean, just the other day we had 17
Tall, tall, red hair, very pretty. Her name is Sansa Stark, but she may be using a different name.
Starks? What, like them lot from Winterhell? No, ain't seen anyone like that. There was
Oh.
some traitors.
He kept Ari a secret,
I've
although
lost my
she
life
knows
to their
better.
mother, Catelyn Stark.
Oh. She was one he could have trusted. Too bad he didn't know that. Oh, is he going to tell her
My
now?
lord, can I have a word?
What about? Not kidney pie?
You seem like a proper lady. But I know her sister. Arya.
No one's seen Arya Stark since her father was beheaded. She's presumed dead.
She weren't when I last spoke to her.
When was that?
Heading up north for the Night's Watch. She was all dressed up as a boy. Well, like your ladyship, only without the armor. Going by the name Harry.
So what happened to her?
Well,
The quick version.
Aw, a wolf.
You sure about this?
No.
He's going to get them lost. Well, she picked the route, so I guess she can't blame him.
Imagined you'd be back at the brothel at this hour.
I did spend some time with an absolutely stunning
Oh, Oberon.
blonde the
I
other
was trying to
day.
figure out who it was.
It was difficult for her to hide her true intentions.
I was going to say, is
She's
he
rare.
alluding to the fact that
To
he
meet a
trusts Tyrion?
Lannister.
She's wanted this for a long time.
Yes, I know. We met, you and I.
But he
10 years
also
ago.
likes Tyrion and
I
how
think
honest
I would
he
have
is.
remembered that.
Unlikely, you had just been born.
Oh,
But the biggest disappointment, you.
You and my family have more in common than you might admit.
The whole way from Dorne, all anyone talked about was the monster that had been born to Tywin Lannister. A head twice the size of his body, a tail between his legs, claws, one red eye. The privates of both a girl and a boy.
That would have made things so much easier.
When I met your sister, your head was a bit large, your arms and legs were a bit small, but no claw.
no
No
red
red
eyes.
eye, no tail between your legs, just a tiny pink cock. We didn't try to hide our disappointment. That's not a monster, I told Cersei. That's just a baby.
Cersei always gets what she wants.
So we've learned how long she's had this
And
grudge.
what about what I want?
Is he going to fight for him? How can Tyrion help?
I've come to the perfect place. I want to bring those who have wronged me to justice, and all those who have wronged me are right here. I will begin with Sir Gregor Clegane, who killed my sister's children.
Oh, that's
and then raped
right.
her with their blood still on his hands.
He did
before
mention that
killing
when
her
they had their
too.
little side talk, that it was Gregor. Is he going to let Tyrion free?
I will be your champion.
Oh, he's going to fight for him. That's a turn of events I didn't expect. I did know that he respected him, though. Playing in the snow like she did when she was little.
Or you. When we get married, you can tell me if you don't like somebody, and then we can bring them back here and whoosh,
Did she know they were
right through the
betrothed?
window.
Fixing them, it's ruining them.
I didn't ruin it!
You're being stupid.
I didn't ruin it!
He's a little brat. You can't argue with little brats. Oh, she's fighting back. It might have cost her, though.
Robin, I'm sorry.
A lot can happen between now and never. If you want to build
He's
a
got a
better
plan.
home, but we don't live in that world.
She's getting tall. And he better watch what he says. If Crazy Sister finds out what he's saying, she'll have a fit.
Lord Baelish.
Call me Peter.
Oh, that's not cool. He tells her, "You could have been my daughter," and then kisses her on the lips. Is she going to survive this?
You wanted to see me, Aunt Lysa?
Come here, Sansa.
She's going to make you fly.
Do you know how far the fall is?
No.
Neither do I precisely. Hundreds of feet. It's fascinating.
It's more than
What happens to
200.
bodies when they... I know what you did.
I'm so sorry, Aunt Lysa. I never should have hit Robin. I know it. I promise it won't happen.
Be coy with me, you little whore. You kissed him. You kissed Peter.
I didn't. You don't understand.
I saw you. You
You can't lie to me because I saw it with my own eyes.
He kissed me. I pulled away.
Liar! He is mine! My father, my husband, my sister, they all stood between us and now they're all dead. That's what happens to people who stand between Peter and
The
me.
only thing I can see happening is Peter coming in and pushing Crazy Sister.
Let her go.
You want her?
Oh, my sweet wife.
Is she going to push Peter down the hole? He's going to push her.
I have only loved one woman. Only one. My entire life.
It's not you.
Your sister.
Yep, saw that coming. But now he's married to her, so is he now in charge of the Vale? That felt like a short episode. The migraine's not quite as bad. Still there, but not quite as bad. So Peter seemed like he had a plan. He seemed like he didn't want to marry her, but felt like he had to. And then when he was talking to Sansa just now, it was more of that cunning type of talk, body language type of thing. It seemed like there was something more going on. So I think his plan was to kill her all along. And he can say she just slipped and fell and they tried to save her. But I don't know. So we'll have to see what happens. Robin is going to pitch a little fit. Is Robin going to claim he's in charge because he was the Prince of the Vale, the Lord of the Vale? Or is Peter going to say because he was married to her that he's now the one in charge? Who's going to win? I still don't trust him with Sansa. I think he wants Sansa all to himself because that's a part of Catelyn whom he couldn't have, and Sansa he can hold hostage. So I don't think her situation has gotten any better now that Crazy Sister is dead. We're getting a little bit of growth between Arya and the Hound. We have a lead for Brienne and the Squire. We've got Oberon is going to fight on behalf of Tyrion, but we don't know how good a fighter he is. And he's also brother of the King of Dorne. His brother is king. I don't know. So we know he could have had the training. We know his family can be vicious, but do we know how good he actually is? And I forgot that they had mentioned that guy's name was the one who killed his sister. The Wall, still kind of boring. Stannis, still kind of boring. I don't like her even as a good villain. It's not a dislike, I dislike her because she's a good villain. She's not even a good villain. I don't like her. And I don't like that storyline. Bronn was always out for himself. I think Tyrion knew that, and that's why he's not upset with him. And that's pretty much, did we cover everybody? I think we did. I think that's it. So, we'll have to see what happens in the next episode. So thank you for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.